at the sky and only see the sun. Rather, we need to see the sky around the sun and to focus on its vastness. To do this, we need to develop our imagination, our perception, and our creativity. For the gateway to great ideas and solutions is thinking differently by seeing differently. To give our thoughts room, to think without limits, to go beyond boundaries, and to find something new. For new challenges and new problems require novel and original thinking, ideas, and solutions. So, explore your creativity and find solutions.
Let's go. Let's go. Good morning, family. Rise and shine. Happy Friday. Thank goodness we are wrapping up the end of the week. There's been a lot of breakthroughs and breakthroughs. A lot of growth has been going down this week, and I'm so excited to see it. Fran in the building. I love it. I love it. Let's go. Been absolutely making moves over there. I see you. It's amazing to see. So let me go ahead and get live on IG so we can go ahead and get them tuned in as well. This is going to be a topic they don't want to miss because if we're being honest, I feel like this is something that most might be able to resonate with. So this is big. So let me go ahead and get live and let's drop a little bit of gratitude down below. What is everybody grateful for coming into the Friday? Focusing on not problems. Let's go. I love it. I love it. All right, family. Awesome. Awesome. So I'm so grateful to be alive. I'm grateful for God. I'm grateful for the dream team. I'm grateful for all of us stepping together to really create this synergy. Because here's what I know, right? The power of a master mind, putting more than 2 or more individuals inside of a group, inside of a community, all with the goal towards one specific endpoint. And that endpoint is to go ahead and reach the highest version of ourselves. So it is safe to say, right people, right place, right time. And I'm thankful for it all. I'm thankful for the morning rituals, really getting deep inside of the morning routine. Matter of fact, we are on day 231 days straight. So drop it down below. Axel in the building, Lady Boss Nikki, let me know if you guys haven't started your challenge already, right? This is the goal, 90 days to really get intentional with all different aspects, right? Getting deep with the morning rituals, getting up early, journaling, the meditation, really getting the feeling, not picking up our phone, starting the day with alkaline whole foods. 221, let's go. But this is big, right, family? I've seen it so many years for the past, honestly, 5+ years. What happens during these next 3 months? And I don't want anybody to be able to say, D, you never told me, you never let me know. Because those that take this time seriously, all of us that really step into our greatness, this next 3 months, 90 days, this is what sets up December 31st. And for most people, here's what ends up happening, right? These 3 months are so easy to fly by. You guys can already see that. We're almost at March Madness for the event over in Orlando. So here's what happens, right? March flies by, right? March, April, May, boom. And then we get into June, July. Now we get into the summertime. So those that took this time off, getting into the summertime, there's so many distractions, right? We have going to the beach. We have going out. We have the summer parties. We have the barbecues. We have the different parties that all of our friends and family is going to be inviting us to. So guess what happens? The summertime, boom, it's by in an instant. And now we're getting into the last part of the year, into the fourth quarter, where now we're into September, October. Some people are getting close to the end of the year. And by the time it's November, people are completely let off of the gas. The year's over. I'm just going to go ahead and wait till the new year to go ahead and start over and start fresh. I've seen this so many times that I don't want you all to go ahead and experience the same thing. So be able to learn. Let's learn from my mistakes. Let's learn from our mentors' mistakes and really be able to capitalize, because I've also seen what happens on the other side. Those that take this season very seriously. I'll give you a perfect example. Neno and I were at about $2,000 a month for a pretty long time. And I'll never forget it. In about a year and a half, I looked back and he ended up hitting Chairman 25. And guess where that jump happened? You see, stagnant the whole year before because wasn't taking these 3 months very seriously, kind of like myself. And I've been there. I've been on calls to not really take notes and study. I've been the person to not reach out to my mentor. I've been the person to not take any of the products very seriously, right? I've actually had times where I didn't have an active package and I was actually talking to people about the business. You know what I realized? If you don't actually have the package, if you're not actively using the products, it's hard to feel the energy. It's hard to actually have the confidence inside to be able to actually know that this really works. So when you're really plugged in, when we're actually really utilizing what we have, the energy is completely different. But this is what I had to realize getting in, right? So here's what ended up happening. Literally in a matter of a year and a half, he jumped from $2,000 a month to $25,000 a month. And I always asked myself, what was the key? What was one of the biggest things that he did? And it was this season right here. It doesn't matter what happened in the holidays. It doesn't matter what happened in January, February. We can be warming up in these months. That's fine. In fact, for a lot of us, that's what we did. However, 1 to 90, what we do now is what's going to determine the end of the year. So I'm so intentional on giving everybody this training, on really setting everybody up for success so we can all collectively win together, right? So that's the goal. So let's go ahead and get into my topic for today on really how to go ahead and be a problem solver, because getting into this season, if we're being honest, right, I wouldn't be a good mentor if I didn't lead you guys correctly and let you know as we climb this mountain, there's going to be twists and turns. We're going to have an idea of a lot of it, what's going to happen, but sometimes it's in the unknown. And this is the beauty about it. So as problems come to us, guess what? We're going to learn how to be problem solvers. You see, if you see anybody that's a chairman, guess what they are? they call themselves professional firefighters, right? They're professional at putting out fires. So essentially, that's what we are. So when it came to growing my business, when it came to building the brand, when it came to learning how to trade, I started noticing from our mentors that for a lot of us, it's so easy to come across these little problems and get upset, get worried, get overwhelmed, get stressed out. But let me be the first to tell you, this is a part of the journey, right? As I was creating my e-commerce store, there was little tedious things. There was little pebbles in the road that could have easily, in fact, 2 years ago, that swept me off. That swept me off and put me under the bed. I stopped literally building my store because I couldn't get past the little hurdles. I couldn't get over the little problems. I turned the little problems into a mountain, and it completely stopped me from going to where I wanted to go. And guess what it was? It all had to do with perception. The way that I was seeing it, the way that I was viewing it, right? So today I'm going to allow us to go ahead and look at problems in a completely different light. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. It's Friday. I got a lot of exciting things to announce coming into the weekend for the Dream Team to go ahead and get ready for the rest of the month. So I want to keep this short and sweet. So let's go ahead and get into it. You ready? Here we go. I've got 6 points for you to really go ahead and identify how are we reacting or responding to different problems that come into our life and how we can truly be more solution oriented. You ready? So here we go. I want to give you guys an example. So as you get your piece of paper, you can go ahead and get your paper and you can go ahead and split it into a T. So get your paper. On the left side, you can write yesterday's approach. And on the right side, you can write today's approach. And go ahead and role play with me as we go through this. And let me know if you see things a little bit differently by the time we go ahead and finish this thing. So you ready? So I'm going to go through yesterday. I'm going to start with yesterday's approach. Then we're going to go to today. And we're going to go through about 6 different bullet points. You ready? Number 1, okay? Yesterday's approach, yesterday's mindset could be settling for the first solution. Today's approach, and mind you, this is coming from John C. Maxwell, Developing the Leader Within. So into this 90-day stretch, my goal is to sharpen your swords to really develop the highest level of leader that is inside of all of us. So this is where it begins, okay? Yesterday's mindset, set up for the first solution. Today's approach, pursue multiple solutions. I can think of so many examples that I had to start tapping into when it came to learning these different skill sets, right? When it came to learning how to trade, my one solution, right? When I was struggling, when I was going on Google and YouTube, was being able to go ahead and get access to mentorship, right? That was yesterday's solution. Today's approach, the new approach, I started to realize, guess what? There's actually multiple solutions than that. being able to get around a community, being able to go ahead and ask questions, being able to invest my time, money, and energy to drive to events, to learn from those that have the results that I want, right? So as we go through all of these, I'm going to give you examples so you can see how they all truly make sense. Because for years, I was a very limited problem solver until I really started getting into entrepreneurship, and I realized that's not going to cut it. That's the difference. What separates the ordinary and extraordinary is most quit when they come across the little problems. And the only reason I'm here 5 years later is because I've become very good at putting out fires, at being able to develop a different angle to look at what it is that we call problems. You ready? So number 2, yesterday's approach, focus only on the problem. Today's approach, let's explore all opportunities, right? So yesterday's approach was focus only on the problem. Today's approach, explore all opportunities, right? Whether it was building my store, whether it was branding myself, whether it was putting myself out there. You see, at the beginning, nobody believed in me. When it came to doing something different, at the end of the day, here's what's important for us all to understand, right? Most of the time, our closest friends, our closest family, our closest circle is not going to be able to see what we see. And at the beginning, I was almost letting this cripple me. I was only focusing on how no one could see my vision. All I heard was negativity around me. No, everybody that was talking to me was telling me I was wasting my time. That's a scam. But the moment that I started to explore other opportunities, I started to listen to personal development. I started to pick up and read books. I started to find mentors. I started to drive to events. You know what happened? My whole mindset shifted. I stopped worrying about what anybody else thought. I started to realize if somebody else could see success coming from the similar walk of life, being able to come from a similar age, and they were able to learn these skill sets, why couldn't I do it as well? So focusing on the problem, guess what? What we focus on grows. So if we're focusing on maybe we lost a couple trades, maybe we got a negative comment on social media, maybe coming home today, you're in a negative environment, okay? But what happens when we look at the other side? What's the other side? What are the opportunities that can happen from what's going on right now? Maybe the position that we're in is temporary. Maybe you have a spot that you're looking to move to in the short term. Maybe you have a phone call you can make that could go ahead and allow us to go ahead and get a step further from that problem that we've been sitting and we've been stuck on. And all it took was one phone call, being able to reach out for help. You see, there's always opportunities. But the second that we focus on the problem, we're going to bring about more negativity in my life. And I know exactly what that's like because I've been there. When I didn't have money, when I couldn't pay for my bills, when I was showering at LA Fitness, I was thinking about all of the negativity that kept happening in my life. And guess what? I brought more about it into my life. Ended up breaking up with my girlfriend, right? Ended up finding out my sister passed away from cancer. I was thinking about everything that was going wrong. How many of you have ever asked the question, man, what else could go wrong? If we understood how powerful words are right in the past, knowing what we know now, we would never say that again. Because what we speak about, what we think about, we bring about. So if we're only focusing on the problem, it's going to bring more about that. But there's always a solution. I was actually on a call this morning with our mentor. You know what he said? For every problem, there's the exact same seed of a solution. Think about that. Whatever measure of the problem, there's always a seed with a solution to go ahead and fix that problem. So that's big. I love this training. This is such a great one because I feel like it fits perfectly for anybody, no matter what we feel like we're going through. We're not going through it. Life is happening for us, not to us. So number 3, okay? Yesterday's approach, the old approach, fearing uncertainty. Today's approach, number 3, is going to be embracing ambiguity, right? For someone that doesn't know what that means, let's go ahead and take some time to go ahead and Google it. Because I love to Google words. I love to go ahead and get to the root of it so we can really identify what are we even looking at. When I started to change the way I looked at words, I started to really look at definitions and analyze them, where they come from, what's the root, right? Testimony, you have to have the test before we get to the testimony. Words are very powerful. So let's go ahead and check this one out real quick. You ready? So here's the definition. The quality or state of being ambiguous, especially in meaning a word or expression that can be understood in 2 or more ways, ambiguous uncertainty. So let me see. Let me get a better one. Ambiguity definition. Okay. Here we go. The quality of being open to more than one interpretation in exactness. Okay. So what does that mean? It almost means running towards the unknown, right? If on the other side, if yesterday's approach was fearing uncertainty, what can you guys get an idea of what you think embrace ambiguity means? Running at the fear, right? They say fear stands for two things: face everything and run, or face everything and rise. This is exactly what that's talking about. So truth be told, when it comes to all different aspects of this business, okay, when it comes to all different aspects of this business, we're going to come across a lot of things that appear fearful. So you said repeat it. The quality of being open to more than one interpretation, right? Inexactness. Running at the unknown. For a lot of us, we're afraid of the unknown. For a lot of us, we're terrified of the unknown. But the truth is, even though most of the time we wake up in the same bed, we wake up in the same house, we're using the same toothbrush, we're using the same car, we're eating similar foods. You know what's funny? Even though it may seem the same, just as there's no such thing as the exact same snowflake, no day is the exact same. No day is the same as yesterday. Every day is different. Every day is unknown. So when we understand that, guess what? A lot of the things that we're fearful, a lot of things that we're afraid to go ahead and do, it's already unknown. We already don't know the outcome. But at the same time, to be able to design our life comes from what? Intentional actions. Nobody can ever predict the exact outcome that's going to happen, but we can have an idea, because this is how success is created. From thoughts, from thoughts turn into actions, or actions go ahead and lead to our results, right? So this is crucial to understand when you really start digging down and getting to the root of problem solving. Anybody that's successful in general, anybody successful, how many of them do you know that completely fear uncertainty and run from it? There's nobody that we see. It's the other side. They embrace the ambiguity. Okay, that's big. Where are we at? Number 4. Okay, yesterday's approach was going to be conforming to the rules. You see, in school, I don't know about you guys, I went to college as well. I have a bachelor's degree, and the whole time that we've grown up, going through 12 grades, going through 4 additional years in college, we are so programmed to conform to rules, right? We're so programmed. We go to school from a certain time. We get out. We go from this class to this time. We have all these certain subjects that we're only allowed to pick from, and we're only allowed to pick from certain majors. And we get out, and we're supposed to go ahead and fit into these boxes that life has tried to shape us. Now, I don't know about you, but the way that I felt for a lot of my life when I really started to get aware and develop my power of awareness, right? I felt like a Tetris game. And you see in Tetris, when things aren't lined up, it doesn't fit correctly. It's like a puzzle when you have two pieces that just don't fit together. If you've ever felt like you don't fit in with society, if you've ever felt like you're different, if you ever felt like there's just something inside you that's built for more, drop a 5 down below. Drop a 5 down below. If you've ever felt like your conversations are on a whole different planet than most people, drop a 5, because I want to tell you a secret. I want to let you in on a little secret. You're a part of the 5%. Welcome home. Welcome to the 5%. This is entrepreneurship at its finest, right? In a world where 95% of people don't understand what we have access to right here at our fingertips, there's a reason why your conversations stick out. There's a reason why you feel like you're different. There's a reason why you know something inside you is built for a lot more. The answer is because you are. The answer is because I used to think about this a long time. I used to say this. I used to write this. Thank you, God, for choosing me, right? To go ahead and be an example, to go ahead and be somebody, to be the person of light. And let me see if I actually have my notebook right here. I do. Oh, never mind. It's inside. So that's something that I talk about all the time, is going out and being the light. So I want to ask you guys a question. When it comes to this part, and you really start thinking about this, conforming to rules, how many do you know that have really stepped into their authenticity, that have broke the rules, that have started to break the chains of society? I can think of so many, right? Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, right? Mark Zuckerberg, when he went out and created Facebook and he invited 12 people, and most people thought he was absolutely crazy. This is what I'm talking about when you get on the other side to today's approach, which is celebrating the creative, celebrating your imagination. You see, all of us have 6 higher faculties, and one of the most important ones that we all possess is imagination. It's one of the only things that separates humans and animals. Animals cannot foresee something that hasn't already happened, but a human can. So to be able to tap into this creativity, to understand that we all have a last name for a reason, we all have our own voice, we all sound different for a reason, because we are built to stand out. We are built to go ahead and use our voice and use what it is that we are designed to go ahead and put out. They say our gift is for us, and our purpose is for us, and our gift is to be able to give it away. So today, let's go ahead and tap in and get creative. If you were to think about 3 things that your brand truly stands for, when somebody comes up on your page, what are the 3 things that come to their mind? What are the 3 core values that people think about when they see you? Because here's the deal. You don't have to conform to anybody else's rules. You don't have to conform to society. You don't have to conform to the educational system. Because in this world, in the entrepreneur world, right, in the 5%, in the 5%ers, you get paid to be you. We get paid for our work ethic. We get paid for whatever we want to put in. We can go ahead and get out. Just as I told you guys, the 4 levels of people. We have manipulators, we have coordinators, we have communicators, and last but not least is imagination. This is the highest level that any of us can go ahead and tap into when it comes to really being a problem solver and digging deep and seeing what's actually truly inside. Okay, so this is big. Number 5. All right, I've actually got 7 for you, so stick with me. I'm almost done. Yesterday's approach, we might have possessed a narrow view. We might have been only able to see just like this, right? We couldn't see all the opportunities, all of the abundance, because we were so focused on the problem, maybe what wasn't going right, that we couldn't see everything that was working on the outside. But you see, in today's approach, with today's mindset, we're allowed to be connected to the unconnected. What does that mean? That means just because we can't see it, just because it's not in our direct view, does not mean that the universe, that God, that Allah, whoever it is that you believe in, is not working in our favor, right? I want to give you guys a powerful story that I'm going to go over next week that I'm going to actually make a video about, that's going to allow us to see the power of faith, the power of being able to see what we can't see. When I was homeless, living out of my car, and I got $1, literally, I bought $1.99 notebook and I wrote, "I'm so blessed and grateful that I'm X by 25." It happened by 24. I didn't know how it was going to happen, but it was being able to be connected to the unconnected, being able to see the signs along the way. Some people call me crazy. I'll see butterflies and I'll point out, and they're like, "Yo, D, why are you so serious about butterflies?" You see us, we talk about 1111 almost every day, 222, 444. All of these different signs. This is called being connected to the unconnected. Just because we can't see it does not mean it's real. The law of gravity drops 10 out of 10 times, right? This is how real the laws of the universe are when we're able to pay attention. So even though life might not seem like it's working out exactly how we want it to, with our body, with the mindset, with our spiritual connection with our creator, that's okay. Because along this journey of success, number 1, nobody's perfect. Number 2, nobody's ever figured out. And number 3, this is always going to be something where we're continuously growing. Learning is a never-ending journey, family. It's something we get the opportunity to do every single day. It never ends, right? I'm literally 220 days straight writing, 10 things I'm blessed and grateful for. And even 220 days later, I'm still learning more about myself. I'm still digging deeper and peeling back the layers of the onion. But it takes getting into the creative side and breaking the rules of society. Most people aren't journaling. Most people aren't writing their gratitude. Most people aren't getting on calls, listening to mentorship, studying once they get out of school, taking notes. This is not normal, family. Drop a 2 down below if you guys can agree this is not normal. But guess what? This is exactly why we say follow the masses and do the opposite. Adrian, I appreciate you, brother. All right, you ready, fam? I got 2 more for you. Stick with me, okay? Yesterday's approach was fearing taking risks. Today's approach, let's not fear failing. Let's look at those things that we are afraid to do. Let's go ahead and look at our chicken list. Is it making that video? Is it reaching out to somebody that we had written down? Is it putting up that live account? Is it putting out those products and spending a little bit of money behind it? Is it getting your ticket to go to Orlando March Madness? Family, I can tell you I've spent my last dollars to go to events. And I'm going to go ahead and take a second to go ahead and stop on this because we're getting so close to March Madness, okay? Family, events have 1,000% changed my entire life. I would not be the person I am today. I would not have the wisdom, the experience that I've been able to gain if I've not been able to go to events. So at this point in my career, if I've learned one main thing, okay, one of the biggest quantum leaps that anybody can have is going to an event. If you really want to cut the learning curve, if you really want to cut time for your success, it takes going to an event, because a couple different things happen, a couple different things are blossomed at an event, right? Being able to get around the energy, right? There's three parts of an event. You have the before, you have the event, and then you have the after, right? So I remember being so broke, asking myself, like, man, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to afford to go to the event. There was times where we were so broke at the beginning, we had to sneak into the event. But we were so broke, we drove literally across country, didn't have money to get a plane. We drove across country, snuck into the event, got in there, and we were sleeping on couches and floors. Literally, couches and floors. Anybody that would let us go ahead and get a stay from our mentors, yo, if you got any spot on the floor, if you got a closet for us, that's good to go. We just want to be around the energy. We just want to hear the stories. We just want to feel the atmosphere. And I can promise you guys, when you go on my YouTube, you can scroll down to some of my first videos, and you can see we literally documented this. Times where we traveled across the country, slept in the car, took a dollar bill and wrote 6 zeros behind it, listening to Bob Proctor the whole 17-hour ride from Florida all the way to Texas, from Texas to Las Vegas, from Las Vegas to Michigan all the way over to Florida. Family, I've literally done these car drives for these events. Nothing that I'm telling you about is theory. This is all experience. I can tell you what I've even been able to sacrifice going to these events, not even just myself, but a lot of others as well. Some people might say, well, D, I don't know if I have the money. You know what I've learned? To be honest, it's going to cost more money not going than it is to actually go to the event, if we're being 100% honest. And anybody that's ever been to one of these big events, go ahead and let me know if you guys believe that I'm lying. If you know, you know. You've experienced what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, March Madness is a perfect time. I'm excited. Deanna and John are already locked in. They're ready. Lady Boss Nikki's in there. Axel's in the building, making it happen. Fran's going to see if she can make the move. So this is big, right? So you have the pre-part of the event, being able to get in the Airbnbs, being able to get the exclusive masterminds, being able to feel the energy, and then going to the event, being able to see some of these educators that we've been looking at on a screen, on Go Live, inside of these Telegram chats, and now be able to actually go ahead and personally ask them questions, to be able to go ahead and pull them aside and pick their brain a little bit. I don't know if you realize, but some of these educators were charging $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 for some of their direct mentorship. And now we have the opportunity to go and be able to learn from them firsthand in person. So that's huge. And then you have the third part, right? Then you have after the event. You see, after the event, this is probably one of the biggest parts that I've ever realized when it comes to this industry is after the event. The real quantum leaps happen after the event, because now we've attained all of this wisdom, all of these phenomenal memories and experiences to now go ahead and take back home. But here's the deal. Before we go back home, we do a lock-in. We do a personal lock-in with the leaders to go ahead and actually experience what it's like to get around chairman energy, to go ahead and get around individuals that are constantly all day getting up early, doing the morning rituals, right? We're working out together. We're eating healthy meals together. We're doing power hours together. We're doing challenges. We're doing cool incentives. And there's so much magic that gets created literally in this week after convention, that this is why I tell you the next 90 days that happen after the convention go absolutely nuts. I've seen people 10x their income in 90 days. I've seen people have 6-figure withdrawals in 90 days. Past profits don't guarantee future profits. Don't be typical, but I'm telling you what I've been able to see over the past couple of years. This is real stuff, right? People have popped ranks. People have got withdrawals, ka-chings inside of these lock-ins. So I know how important they are. So I had to make sure I didn't get off this call without stressing the importance of what is to come, because March Madness is first. Rotterdam's actually first. March Madness is next, coming March 24th to the 26th. And then the third huge one, you ready? This is going to be in July 9th to the 12th. Go ahead and mark it on. I'm giving you all this early. So don't tell me, D, you didn't tell me. You know, I'm seeing all of you guys travel. I'm seeing all of this fun when the summer comes around. I'm laying it out now so you guys know. So by the time summer hits and we're all ranked up, we've all got these kachings. We're all getting crazy withdrawals. We're getting paid off of social media. We're impacting lives out in Cancun, right? Celebrating all the success. It happened right here. It started with these calls, okay? So July 9th to the 12th, if you hit Platinum 150, you qualify to go out to Cancun, our TLX trip. And if you hit P600 and above, you now have incentives that are part paid for your trip as you go through the line. So it's really exciting what you guys are going to be able to see on that end. And now let me go ahead and touch on the last piece for today, right? To go ahead and wrap up the training. I told you I had about 6 or 7 bullets for you, okay? To go ahead and rewire how it is that we view our problems, okay? Yesterday's approach was going to be having limited choices. Today's approach is going to be having too many options, right? Enjoying many options. Understanding that at the end of the day, family, when you really start to think about it, we have so many different areas to create money. We have so many different ways that we can impact lives. We don't have limited choices. We have so many options that we can go ahead and take advantage of, not only for us, but for anybody else that's open-minded, willing to learn, to go ahead and dive into whether that be e-commerce, building their social media brand, sharpening their mindset, right? Diving into trading, all of these different areas that somebody can go ahead and come in and enjoy multiple different options to go ahead and achieve success, time freedom, multiple streams of income, and be able to go ahead and live a life by design. So family, with that being said, this is my training for everybody today to really go ahead and put in perspective on we are professional problem solvers. We are constantly looking for a solution. We are never stuck on the problem. So if you got any value from today, go ahead and drop some 3s down below. If nobody told you today, family, I appreciate you. I'm grateful for you. And I'm so glad, I'm so excited what is to come for this month. Everybody's go ahead and getting their tickets. We're locking in Airbnbs. This is such an exciting weekend setting up for March Madness. So family, it is your favorite entrepreneur, Define Dreams. Remember, you can be, do, and have anything that you can hold in your mind. You can hold it right here in your hand. I love you, family. Happy Friday. TGIF, the growth includes Friday. Dream Team, let's get to work. It's game time. Let's go.